Hey everyone, this is the Bearded Zero, and this is going to be my review for Mad Max Fury Road. And putting this up a little late. And that's because when I first saw this film, I gave it a 9 out of 10. Right? I'm like, it's good. It's not the second coming everybody's hyping it up to be. You know, it's really fucking good. And then I sat on it, right? We did the spoiler review like right after we got back. You looked that up if you've seen the movie already, please do. And then I started to think about that film. I bought the score the next day, which was yesterday, on the on iTunes, because I couldn't find it when we were at the mall to go watch the movie, which saddened me. I wish I had physical copies of things because I like CDs. Anyways, I kept thinking about the movie. I kept listening to the score. I kept thinking about the scenes that the score was attached to. And then it got up there to about a 9.8. And that's where it's sitting right now. Just me reflecting on the film really helped drive the score up. Because the more I thought about it, the more I liked it. And I guess the reason I didn't like it coming out of that setting, that showing, because I was kind of tired when we went to go see it. We saw it in 3D, so that stressed your eyes a little more, made you had to focus a little bit more. Which, I love the 3D. The 3D conversion was great. It's the best 3D conversion I've ever seen. It's the best 3D film I've seen since Prometheus. If you're going to see this film, see it in 3D. I swear to God, the entire film is in 3D. Every time I lifted up my glasses to check, even if it's just like those stupid talking scenes. Where like normally like you'd see a 3D movie, like they would say for the big action pieces and like that. Every time I would lift my glasses up on like a talking scene or a down scene or randomly, I'm like, is this 3D? It's blurry. Okay, here we go. This is 3D. So I'm just going on a limb here and say that nearly all, if not all, the film is converted into 3D. So it's not one of these conversions where it's like 60% 3D and then half the time you're just sitting there wearing the glasses for nothing. It felt like a true 3D film. And it was post-converted into 3D. That's just crazy. Now, the one thing that you're going to appreciate no matter how you see this film, IMAX, 3D, 2D, whatever, see it on fucking drive-in, who gives a shit? That'd be a great place to see this, actually. The action. Oh my Jesus. It's so good. I had just rewatched The Road Warrior the day before, so we went to go see this, and you know, I really did enjoy The Road Warrior. It's definitely not a perfect film, but I'd say it's a masterpiece. You know, it's one of those films that still holds up from the time. One of those films that came out the exact same time frame as that is Escape from New York, and I'm sorry, people, it just does not hold up as a film today. It's too cheesy, too fake by today's standards. If you watch it as an 80s movie, it's a fucking fantastic film. It really is. But you can't say somebody, when was this film released? And they, like, if you show somebody Escape from New York, they're going to say, oh, this was released in the early 80s. I can easily tell. You show them The Road Warrior, they'll be like, 90s? Maybe earlier? Because you can tell there's no CG, so it's late 80s, early 90s, but you can't directly pinpoint it. With Escape from New York, you can say that's like 82 to 84. So, yeah, most of those early 80 films really do suffer, especially in the special effects department, but Road Warrior does not. This is another film that's going to be timeless. I feel The Road Warrior is timeless. Even though it's only like a 8 out of 10, this film takes all those good aspects from The Road Warrior, and there are some bad aspects as well, but it takes all the good aspects, makes them 10 times better, and ratchets up everything to 11. There's barely any downtime to this film. This film is pretty much a 2-hour-long car chase. Yes, it is a 2-hour-long car chase. You do not feel action fatigue. You do not get bored. You're excited the entire time, and pretty much you get more character development during these chase scenes than most modern day films go through in an entire trilogy. by the end of this film, you know these characters. You love these characters. There is not a single character in this that I didn't say, he could have had some more screen time for some more development. You know, he was a bit lacking or stuff like that. Every person was fleshed out. Even people who are only on screen for 8 minutes. People who joined in the last act. They have so much character to them that you instantly can tell what they're like, who they are, and you fall in love with them. Every character I liked. I love to hate the villains. Morton Joe, who's the main villain in this. God, he's so good. And it's the same guy who played Toe Cutter too in the original Mad Max. Which just so if you're expecting them to be like a reveal, like, oh, it's Toe Cutter, which I was kind of hoping for, but I wasn't expecting. It's not in there, so don't get your hopes up for that. I'll tell you that right now. I can tell you what the movie isn't in a non-spoiler review, but I can't tell you what, descriptions of spoilers and shit. But this film definitely is going to have legs, I think. A lot of people are going to go back for repeat viewings. I am myself. I'm going to go see it with my dad tomorrow, which is Sunday, because he's the one who got me into this franchise. And I really just wanted to see this with him. I want to make him see it in 3D, because, like, you're going to love this. This is going to be the first 3D film that you're going to really, really enjoy. Because most of them, they're just kind of half-assed. And he's only seen one modern 3D film, and that was that Wizard of Oz thing from a couple years ago. But, yeah. The new Mad Max, Fury Road. So good. Yeah, it's definitely, up there, early 9s. And for my review scoring, not early 9s, high 9s, we'll talk. For my review scores, though, it's see on opening weekend, matinee, stuff like that. You know the review scores. For me, it's see it on opening weekend, so you got a day to do that. Go see it on Sunday. Please. Now. Go. Go. This film cost $180 million to make. And that's not counting marketing costs. They have over $2 million that they have to make back. It's an R-rated film. Go see this movie. That's one thing I want to talk about real quick, is that it's a light R. It's one of the lightest R's I've seen. I think it's a lighter R than Prometheus, because Prometheus was shot as a PG-13 movie, and they just kind of got it in R rating, pretty much. This, I don't know if they were aiming for that exact same thing. We're like, well, we'll shoot for R, but if we get a PG-13, that's okay. Personally, I would have not shed a tear looking at that film if that was PG-13, because first of all, it pretty much was a PG-13 film. The only really discussing things are spoilers, but there's nothing too graphic or anything. I mean, there's only one nudity scene, and it's not even like bad at all. It's just like butt crack, so It just screams PG-13. I don't know why it's R-rated. I mean, they had a few F-bombs in there, but they could have trimmed those back. I mean, you shave 30 seconds off this film, overall, it's a PG-13 film. And it's still awesome, because the action's that great, it's so explosive. I don't know, maybe the MPA is like, explosions, people dying, R-rating. Alright, but honestly, it does feel like they just went for the R rating for pomp and circumstance. Just say, well, the rest of them are R-rated, let's go like this, and let's do what we want to do, make it, R-rated in our heads, like that old 80s R rating. It feels like an 80s R-rated movie, not a modern day R-rated film. That's what it feels like. So it really does just feel like they gave it an R rating for pomp and circumstance, but other than that, I don't have any gripes against this. That's one thing. I wish it was PG-13 so all those little teenagers could go and watch this film instead of going to watch Pitch Perfect 2 and getting it up to $60 million this weekend. Nothing wrong with that film, but this film is a cinematic masterpiece. It's nothing but practical effects, pretty much. And then you got this sequel coming in where they just do singing tournaments, and they made that movie for like $20 million, and yeah. If only it was PG-13. If only it was PG-13, then they could be raking in the cash right now, I think, because the word of mouth on this is so high that all the teenagers probably want to see it. All those little 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds running around, they probably really want to see this, and I know I would if I was that young, you know, back in the day. That's when I saw the first Mad Max film. I think, or Road Warrior. They saw them all pretty close together. Thunderdome, I'll never finish Thunderdome. That movie sucks. Sorry to those who like it. If you like it, great. Love it even more, but for me, no. More power to you if you like it, but not me. Not for me at all. But, Fury Road is definitely for me. It's for me. And hopefully it's for you, and hopefully you go see it this weekend and bring that dollarage up so we can get more. This movie needs to crush at the box office. It needs to make like 200 million profit, so it needs to rake in like 400 million total. So, please, go see this movie. Because I'm selfish and I want a sequel. I want more Mad Max. My name is Max.